Welcome students. Today we'll start the last application of derivatives, which is maxima and minima. There are many types of questions. Today we'll discuss maxima and minima without the use of derivatives. Second, maxima and minima using first order derivative test. So let us first of all start with maxima and minima without the use of derivatives. There are many parts of this question. We have to find maximum and minimum values, if any. So here what is used is knowledge of functions. So what do we know about mod function? We know that mod of any expression is greater than or equal to 0. So this means f of x is greater than or equal to 0. So we can say the minimum value is 0. Minimum value of the function is 0. Next one, f of x is minus of mod of 3x plus 1 plus 4. So we know mod of 3x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Multiplying both sides by minus 1. Minus of mod of 3x plus 1 is less than or equal to 0. Adding 4. 4 minus mod of 3x plus 1 is less than equal to 4. That is, f of x is less than or equal to 4. So what is 4? 4 is the maximum value. The maximum value of the function, that is 4. Next one, f of x is minus of x minus 1 whole square plus 2. So we know x minus 1 whole square, this is greater than or equal to 0. Being square, this is always positive. Multiplying both sides by minus 1, this will be less than or equal to 0. Then adding 2, x minus 1 whole square plus 2, this is less than equal to 0 plus 2, that is 2. So what is left hand side? It's the function. So we can say f of x is less than or equal to 2. So 2 is the maximum value. Maximum value is 2. Next one, f of x, this is 5x square plus 10x plus 3 for all x which belong to set of real numbers. So this can be written 5 into x square plus 2x and plus 3. I am taking 5 common from first and second terms. This is 5 x square plus 2x, we add 1. This is to complete square here. So what is added in any quadratic? After making coefficient of x square equal to 1, we always add. So the first step is make coefficient of x square equal to 1. Then add square of half the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x. Here the coefficient of x is 2, half of that is 1, square of that will be 1. So that is why we are adding 1. So 5 into 1 is added and 5 is subtracted. This is 5 into x plus 1 whole square minus 2. So what do we know about the square term? It's always positive. 5 times this will be positive. Subtracting 2, x plus 1 whole square minus 2, this is greater than equal to minus 2. So what do we get? We have f of x which is greater than equal to minus 2. So what is minus 2? Minus 2 is the minimum value. So the minimum value is minus 2. Next, f of x, this is sine 2x plus 4. So what do we know about sine function? That range of values of sine function is from minus 1 to plus 1. Minus 1 less than equal to sine of 2x less than equal to 1. Adding 4, minus 1 plus 4, this is sine of 2x plus 4 less than equal to 1 plus 4. This is 3, this is less than equal to f of x and less than equal to 5. So what is 3? 3 is minimum value, 5 is the maximum value. This is the minimum value and this is the maximum value. So we can say range of values of f of x is from 3 to 5. The next one, f of x is equal to modulus of sine 4x plus 3. So we start like this, that sine of 4x, this always lies between -1 and +1, adding 3, -1 plus 3, this is 2, this is sine of 4x plus 3 less than equal to 1 plus 3, that is 4. So since these are positive terms, mod of f of x, mod of this expression or f of x, this will have the same set of values. Minimum value is +2 and the maximum value is +4. And the last part here, this is sine of sine x. So we know -1 less than equal to sine of x less than equal to 1, and taking sine on all the parts, sine of -1 less than equal to sine of sine x less than equal to sine of 1. What is sine of minus theta? It's minus sine theta. Minus sine of 1, this is less than equal to f of x less than equal to 1. So this is minimum value and this is the maximum value. So we can say range of values is minus sine 1 to plus sine 1. Using first order derivative test, let us first of all understand the concept. Let's say this is graph of a function. We can say this is point of maxima, this is maximum value of the function, and this is corresponding point of maximum. This is minimum value of the function and this is corresponding minimum value of x. So whether it's point of maxima or point of minima, we can see slope of tangent is 0. We can see tangent is parallel to x-axis. So we have tangent, this is common for both maxima and minima. For both maxima and for minima, we can see tangent is parallel to x-axis. That is, slope of tangent is 0 or dy by dx is equal to 0. So that will be the first step, that we solve dy by dx is equal to 0. This will give us critical point or points, and we'll use the first order derivative test to check whether this is the obtained points is point of maxima or point of minima. So this is point of maxima and this is the maximum value. Similarly, this is point of minima and this is the minimum value. So what we observe, that before point of maxima, if we draw tangent and this tangent, this makes acute angle alpha. If alpha is acute, tan of alpha is positive, that is dy by dx is positive. And after point of maxima, if at any point we draw tangent, this is making angle beta, which is obtuse, and tan of beta is negative, that is dy by dx is negative. So can we say point of maxima, before point of maxima we have positive slope, after that it's negative slope. So critical point over which slope of tangent or value of dy by dx changes sign from positive to negative is point of maxima. Similarly, we'll have negative sign here for slope and positive sign here. So if it's negative to positive, it's point of minima. If it's positive to negative, it's point of maximum. This is the concept. Let us use this concept to solve. This is question number 2. We have to find all the points of local maxima and minima. So first step is that we find our derivative and equate to 0. This is condition for maxima and minima. F dash of x is equal to 0. That is 3x square minus 12x plus 9 is 0, or taking 3 common, this is 3 into x minus 1 into x minus 3 you get x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. These are critical points. Critical points means where first order derivative of function is 0. That is 0 at x is equal to 1 and at x is equal to 3. To check x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3 are points of maxima or point of minima. So we have to see change of sign. We draw a number line. We use wavy curve method. Critical points are 1 and 3. This is positive sign, negative sign and positive sign. So what type of critical point is 1? Derivative changes sign from positive to negative. Therefore, can we say x is equal to 1 is a point of maxima? If changes from positive to negative over the critical point, then it's point of maxima. And what about the maximum value? The maximum value, we put x is equal to 1 in f of x. This is 1 minus 6 plus 9 minus 18. So that's minus 4. Maximum value of the function is minus 4. Similarly, we can check what type of critical point is x is equal to 3. So before 3, derivative has negative sign and after 3 it's positive. So change from negative to positive, that is over point of minima. So x is equal to 3 is point of minima. And what about minimum value of the function? That will be f of 3. That's 27 minus 54 plus 27 minus 8. This is minus 8. Minimum value of the function is minus 8. So this is how we use the first order derivative test to find out maximum. In the next question, we are given f of x is a polynomial function, x raised to 5 minus 5x raised to 4 plus 5x cube minus 1. So for critical points, we solve this equation, f dash of x is equal to 0. This is 5x raised to 4 minus 20x cube and plus 15x square, this is 0. Taking 5x square common, this is minus 4x plus 3, this is 0, or 5x square into x minus 1 into x minus 3, this is 0. So equating each factor equal to 0, we get the critical points as x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. We draw the number line, mark the critical points 0, this is 1, this is 3. The rightmost interval using wavy curve method, this will be a sign positive sign, alternately this is negative then positive. So since this is x square, this is always positive, the sign will not change. So after positive, this is positive. Now what type of critical point is x is equal to 0? There is no change of sign. If sign of derivative doesn't change, it remains positive to positive or negative to negative, then it's called point of inflection. This is point of inflection. So x is equal to 0 here is point of inflection. And what type of critical point is x is equal to 1? Before that we have positive sign, after that it's negative sign. If change is from positive to negative, it's always over point of maxima. So x is equal to 1 is a point of maxima, and the maximum value of function will be, we put x is equal to 1 in f of x, that is f of 1. And what is f of 1 here? This will be 1 minus 5 plus 5 and minus 1, it's a 0. Maximum value of the function here is 0. And what type of critical point is x is equal to 3? Before 3 we have negative sign of the derivative, after 3 it's positive. So change at critical point is from negative to positive, and this is always at point of minimum. And what is minimum value of the function? Minimum value of function is f of 3, that will be 3 raised to 5 minus 5 into 3 raised to 4 and plus 5 into 3 cube and minus 1. This is 243. This will be 81 into 5 minus 405, then plus 45 and minus 1. We can find this value. This is This is 288 minus 406. So this will be minus 118. So this is minimum value of the function. Okay, so you must have understood that local maxima and minima, this means that immediately to the left of this, so we have point of maxima, this is point of minima. So this is point of local maxima. In immediate neighborhood there is no point which is higher than this. Similarly, there is no point lower than this in immediate neighborhood. Okay. Next is f of x is equal to sin of x plus cos of x. Again we have to use the first order derivative test to find out the maxima and minima of the function. For trigonometric functions, the first step remains the same, that we will differentiate and equate the derivative to 0. So that is to find out critical points or point. The first order derivative here, this is sin of x plus cos of x. So for critical points we write that f dash of x is 0. This is cos of x minus sin of x is 0, or tan of x is 1. In this interval there is only one value, and that is x is equal to pi by 4. This is critical point. This may be point of maxima or point of minima. We have to use first order derivative test. So when x is less than pi by 4, this is derivative of the function. We have to see sign of derivative of the function before x is equal to pi by 4, that is for x less than pi by 4 and for x greater than pi by 4. So we can do it like this. We take help of graph here. We plot two graphs, one graph of sin x, other graph of cos x. So this is from 0 to we need up to x is equal to pi by 4. So let's say this is pi by 2. So sine function, this is 1. This is graph of sin of x from 0 to pi by 2, and this is graph of cos of x. This is cos of x from 0 to pi by 2. So what do we observe? At x is equal to pi by 4, the two are equal, they are intersecting. And when x is less than pi by 4, this is cos x and this is sin x. So cos x is greater than sin of x. This is from graph. Or cos of x minus sin of x is positive. And what is cos of x minus sin of x? It's f dash of x. So we can say f dash of x is positive. And after this it's negative. So change is from positive to negative. Therefore x is equal to pi by 4 is point of maximum. And what about maximum value of the function? F max is f of pi by 4, and that will be, we put x is equal to pi by 4 in the function, that's sin pi by 4 and plus cos of pi by 4. It's 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, which is root 2. Root 2 is the answer. Next one, f of x is equal to sin raised by 4x and plus cos raised by 4x for 0 less than x less than pi by 2. So again we have to use the first order derivative test here. The first step, we find out f dash of x and equate this to 0. This is to find out the critical point or the points. Derivative of sin raised by 4x, this is 4 sin cube of x into cos x minus 4 cos cube of x into sin of x, and this is equal to 0. We take 4 sin of x cos of x common. Inside sin square x minus cos square of x, this is 0. This can be written Let's take minus 2 common from this, minus sign common from this. This is minus 2 into 2 sin x cos x, and this is cos square of x minus sin square of x after taking minus sign common. This is minus 2 sin x cos x, this is sin of 2x, and cos square x minus sin square x, this is cos of 2x, this is equal to 0. Minus 2 sin 2x cos 2x, this is minus sin of 4x is equal to 0, that is sin of 4x is equal to 0. We are given x belongs to 0 to pi by 2, 0 less than x less than pi by 2. What about 4x? Multiply throughout by 4, this will be 2 pi, and sin of 4x is equal to 0. Sine function is 0 when angle is 0, when angle is pi, or when 4x is 2 pi, that is when x is 0, x is pi by 4, or x is 2 pi by 4, that is x is pi by 2. So this doesn't belong to open interval, so this will be rejected. Similarly, this is rejected. There is only one critical point, that is x is equal to pi by 4. So for x is equal to pi by 4, this is the critical point. Now when x is less than pi by 4, we have 4x less than pi, and sine of 4x, this will be positive, or minus of sine of 4x, this will be negative. That is, before the critical point we have negative sign of the derivative, and after it's positive. Change of sign from negative to positive, that is over a point of minimum. So x is equal to pi by 4, therefore is point of minimum. And what about the minimum value of the function? That will be f of pi by 4. Substitute x is equal to pi by 4 here. So this will be sin pi by 4, that is 1 by root 2 raised by 4, and plus 1 by root 2 raised by 4, that is 2 times is 1 by, this is 4, or this is 1 by 2. So the minimum value of function is 1 by 2. Now the next one, the sixth question, we are given f of x is x into root of 1 minus x, and x is given greater than 0, x is given positive. Here also we have to use the first order derivative test to find out point of maxima or point of minimum. The first step remains the same, and that is we find our derivative and equate the derivative to 0. First function into derivative of second, plus second function into derivative of first, this is 0. This is minus x plus 2 into 1 minus x upon 2 into root of 1 minus x, this is 0. This means minus x minus 2x plus 2 is 0, or x is 2 by 3, which is positive. So this is critical point. This may be point of maxima or point of minimum. When x is less than 2 by 3, this means 3x is less than 2, or 3x minus 2 is negative, and this is 2 minus 3x upon 2 into root of 1 minus x, this is 0. This is derivative. Denominator is always positive. 3x minus 2 is negative, means 2 minus 3x is positive. So this means when x is less than 2 by 3, derivative, sign of derivative is positive. So it changes from positive to negative. Therefore the critical point x is equal to 2 by 3. What is this? This is point of maximum. And what about maximum value of the function? Maximum value of function is f of 2 by 3, that is 2 by 3 into root of 1 minus 2 by 3. 2 by 3 into this will be root of 1 by 3, or 2 by this is 3 root 3. This is the maximum value. In the 7th question we are given the interval from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. For critical points we equate the derivative to 0. This is 0, or cos of 2x is 1 by 2. So this means this is cos of pi by 3 or cos of minus pi by 3. That's 2x is pi by 3 or 2x is minus pi by 3. So x is pi by 6. So what about sine of 2x? We can draw a graph of sine function. This is pi by 3, and at pi by 3 sine function has value of root 3 by 2, and when angle 2x is less than pi by 3, so sine of 2x will be less than root 3 by 2. So we can say sine of 2x is less than root 3 by 2. And what about sine 2x minus x? Okay, this will be less than root 3 by 2 is root 3 is 1.7, so 0.8 divided by 2 it's 0.85, and minus x is pi by 6, pi is 3.14 divided by 6 is roughly 0.5. So this will be sine of 2x minus x, this is positive sign. So it changes from positive to negative. So if changes from positive to negative, the critical point is point of maxima. So this is x equal to pi by 6 is point of maximum. And in case I want maximum value, I will put x is equal to pi by 6 in the expression. So similarly we can check for this will be point of minimum. And the 8th question, this is 1 upon x square plus 2. We find out the derivative and equate to 0. Derivative of this is minus 2x, derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 by x square. So this will be x square plus 2 whole square. This is 0. So this gives us x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 is critical point. We have to use first order derivative test to identify whether this is point of maxima or point of minimum. Okay, when x is negative, then denominator is always positive. What about minus 2x? This will be positive. That is, derivative is positive. So when x is less than 0, that is to the left of critical point, derivative has positive sign, and to the right it will be negative. If change of sign of derivative is from positive to negative, this is over point of maxima. So x is equal to 0 is point of maxima. And what is maximum value of the function? It will put x is equal to 0 here. It's 1 by 2. The last one, f of x is x by 2 plus 2 by x, and we are given x is positive. Again we have to use the first order derivative test to identify the critical points. So for critical points we differentiate, we find out derivative and equate the derivative to 0. 1 by 2 minus 2 by x square, this is 0. X square minus 4 upon 2x square is 0. That's x is equal to plus 2. We are given x is positive because x is positive. So x is equal to 2 is the critical point. When x is less than 2, x square will be less than 4, x square minus 4 will be negative. Denominator is always positive. So the sign changes from minus to plus. And if sign changes from, sign of derivative changes from negative to positive, then that critical point is point of minimum. So x is equal to 2, this is a point of minimum. And if I want minimum value of the function f minimum, that will be f of 2. that's 2 upon 2 plus 2 upon 2, that is 2. Minimum value of the function is 2. Let us discuss difference between local maximum minimum and absolute maxima and minima. So let's say we have graph of function. This is point of local maxima. In immediate neighborhood there is no point higher than this. Similarly, this is point of local minima. There is no point lower than this. This is first point of maxima. This is second point of maxima. This one is third point of maxima. So I am representing with capital M. And this is point of minima. This is next point of minima. And this is third point of minima. So these are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all critical points. At critical points, we observe that tangent is parallel to x-axis or dy by dx is equal to 0. That is why dy by dx is equal to 0. Solving this is always the first step in any question on maxima and minima. So this is point of maxima. This is point of maxima. This is also point of maxima. Maximum out of these is this. This is absolute maximum value. Similarly, this is point of minima. This is point of minima. This is point of minima. This is the least of the minimum values. So this is absolute minimum value. And we observe that this is maximum value, but this is less than minimum value. So it's possible that a local maximum value is less than local minimum value. So we continue in the next class.